What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another 8-Ball Pool video. So for today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys how to build, manage and save coins in 8-Ball Pool. Now hopefully these methods will enable you to play higher match rooms, which means you'll have a greater chance of getting cash boxes, premium queues, the lot. So if this video does help you guys out, please show your appreciation by hitting the like button, and if we can smash 2,000 likes, I'll release more trick shot tutorials on my channel soon. So yeah, just like my cash trick video, the methods I'm going to explain in this video can be seen for real in my Road to 1 Billion series. So if you want a greater understanding of what I'm about to talk about, you can go and check out the series. There'll be a link in the description, and in that series we're trying to go from 0 to 1 billion coins, and I think we're nearly at 300 million at this moment. So if you're struggling to build coins and you need a bit of guidance, you can go along with the series and hopefully build up your coins in accordance with what I am doing. And as ever guys, if you want to catch all of my uploads and never miss a video, hit the subscribe button right now with the little bell icon, and that way you'll get a notification when my videos go live. So firstly, the main thing that I need to stress to you guys in this video, and something that I've harped on about for a long time on my channel, is that you should not move on to the next match room until you have at least 5 times the coins needed to play there. So I get comments time and time again from people who tell me they saved 50,000 coins, they played in Jakarta, they lost the match and they are left with no coins. Now playing that way, you are never going to build up coins, you're never going to get anywhere, so you need to try and show some restraint, show some patience if you want to build a serious pot in this game. So let's imagine you've just started out with a brand new account and you're in the London pub. You don't want to move on to Sydney until you have at least 500 or 600 coins, because look at the entry fee. It's 100 coins to go into Sydney. So if you have 500 or 600 coins and you lose that match in Sydney, you're still going to have a whole load of coins to fall back on. And you can use this method in any room in the game. So say we move on a bit to Tokyo and Las Vegas. So it's a 2.5k entry fee to go into Tokyo, and it's a 10k entry fee to go into Vegas. So you don't want to go into Las Vegas until you have at least 50,000 coins. If you just save up to 10,000 coins and go into Vegas, if you lose that match, you are basically done for. So you're not going to have any longevity in the game and be able to move forwards unless you take it slow. So patience is the aim of the game, that is the way to do it. And another thing I'll mention before we move on to some of the higher rooms is that don't buy the most expensive queue that you can afford. So say you've got 10,000 coins, don't buy a 10,000 coin queue, because then you're not going to be able to actually use that queue in any meaningful room. So I would say don't spend more than half your coins on a queue, and you can also do some research, look at some more of my videos, and you will see the best kind of queues to buy when you're a low level. Now obviously if you're not a bad player and you can enter some of the tournaments, there is a queue to be won in all of the tournaments in the game, but the stats are not too great. Now you can also use in-game cash, or you can spend money and buy yourself a premium queue. That is all down to how you want to play the game, but it's definitely achievable without spending any real world money on queues. So moving forwards, say you're moving from Jakarta up to Toronto, you can see there is only a double fee to play in Toronto of what it is in Jakarta. Now this used to be a no guideline room, but they did change it a while back, so this makes it a lot easier to start accumulating higher winnings. So I would say you don't want to go into Toronto until you have maybe 400 to 600,000 coins. Now if you lose a match, the biggest thing that I will stress is to go back to the previous room. Now this can be accountable for playing in Tokyo, playing in Vegas, playing in London, any of the rooms. If you lose a match in a high room, fall back to the previous room, try and build your coins back up and plan your attack again. So say you lose in Toronto and you go down to 300,000 coins, don't go back into Toronto again. You want to fall back into Vegas or into Jakarta, build your coins back up to 500,000 and then go again in some of the higher rooms. Now another thing that gets quite tempting, and I have to say I'm a bit guilty of it myself, is when you start to get rich in the game, you start to take more gambles. So for instance, once you have a couple of million in the game, you want to start playing in Shanghai, you want to start playing in Dubai. But I would honestly say guys, don't try playing in Dubai or in Shanghai until you have 2 or 3 million coins, because it's a 500,000 entry fee, and that's quite a lot of coins to put on the line when you don't have that many. So what you really want to do is spend a bit of time on each room of the game and spend some time playing there until we're ready to move on to the next room. Now another important thing to bear in mind is that the quality of players that you're going to be placed against will get better and better the higher rooms you go into. So you might find you have a really easy time in Cairo or Toronto, and by the time you've moved up to Rome or moved up to Bangkok, you're going to be getting smoked by every single opponent. So if that is the case, it's probably not worth playing too many times in those higher rooms until your standard of play has improved to match it. So you want to head onto the practice table, play some matches with friends, get better at the game before heading into some of the really high rooms, because you're just going to lose your coins. Now, if we go back to what I was saying a minute ago, it does get tempting when you get a lot of coins to gamble them in some of the big rooms. So for instance, once you make it to 100 million, it gets tempting to go straight into Berlin. But I would still say, try and save at least 130 to 140 million before going into Berlin. Now, one thing that does become more important when you reach these higher rooms is something that I talked about in my tips and tricks video last weekend, and that is using the break algorithm to make sure you get the break off in the higher match room. So if you're a pretty good player and you can get a denial fairly easily, you want to try and make sure if you're playing in a high room, you get the first chance so that you don't get denied and instantly lose your coin pot. So you can just go into a low match room like Jakarta or London or whatever it is for you, play that match when you don't get the break off, and then when it's your turn to get the break off, go into one of the higher rooms and hopefully you can win the match. So yeah guys, it's definitely worth considering what rooms you play in at what stage of your account. But the main thing to take away from what I'm saying is to exercise caution, make sure you have plenty of coins to back yourself up if you lose a big match, and don't take too many risks if you're trying to build a significant coin pot in 8BallPool. So if you can use these methods to the fullest, the sky's the limit with your coin balance. You can make 1 billion coins, 100 billion coins. There really is no limit if you're a decent player, and you can learn from your mistakes and build your coins gradually. So when I first started playing 8BallPool, I used to have the same things happen time and time again. I would go on a really decent run and win maybe 20 matches in a row. I'd have a huge coin pot, and then I would go and blow it all on a big match, and I would be back to square one. So the aim of this tutorial is to stop you guys from making those same mistakes, and hopefully you can get playing some of those bigger match rooms. So there we go guys, I do hope that this coin tutorial helped you out, and if you did find it helpful and you learned something new in this video, please go and smash the like button right now, and if we can smash 2,000 likes, I will release some more trickshot tutorials on my channel soon. If you have any questions about the methods that I talked about, feel free to drop me a comment right now. So like I said at the start, if you want to see the evidence for these methods, click the link in the description to see my Road to 1 Billion series. And as ever guys, subscribe to the channel to catch every single one of my uploads. So I hope you enjoyed the video guys, and I will see you soon for more 8BallPool videos.
It feels right, it feels right, yeah, I can only say that it feels right, it feels right, it feels right, yeah, I can only say that it feels right.